Televentures is back with the new Yureka Black smartphone, which competes directly with the Xiaomi Redmi 4. So which one of them is the better choice? Let's find out. Both the smartphones are compact and have the same ergonomics, but the metallic back present on the Yureka Black feels distinctly more premium than the Redmi 4. But then it also feels slippery when you are holding it and tends to slide off your lap or a table. It is a difficult phone to handle, especially with one hand. This is not the case with Redmi 4, which has a metallic chassis that makes it harder and sturdier. Both the devices have fingerprint sensors. The one on the Redmi 4 is present at the back, whereas the fingerprint sensor on the Yureka Black is present at the front of the smartphone. Overall, the design of the Yureka Black is better than the Redmi 4. Moving to the display, both the smartphones come with 5-inch displays, but the display on the Yureka Black is a Full HD 1080p panel and the Redmi 4 has an HD 720p display. Talking about the Yureka Black's display, we noticed black shadows near the top and bottom edges of the display. A closer look suggests that Yu has tuned the colors to pleasantly warmer levels, but contrast is certainly lower than usual. It is a nice looking display and touch performance is good as well, but higher black levels would have been warranted. The display on the Redmi 4 has pleasantly oversaturated color tones, with deep blacks and high contrast ratios. Both the smartphones come with Android 6.0 Marshmallow out of the box. The UI on both the smartphones is almost the same, as you do not get an app drawer in both the smartphones. Overall, despite having a lower resolution, the Redmi 4 still has a better display, thanks to the contrast levels. Both the smartphones feature 13-megapixel rear cameras. Starting with the Yureka Black, we were really disappointed with its rear camera. The color saturation is sometimes too high and sometimes on the lower side. Details are very low and focus often goes wrong. The camera is slow to focus in both well-lit and low-light conditions. The phone also finds it difficult to separate closely matched colors, like a dark and light shade of green placed close to each other. There were even some color noise in low-light photos, something we haven't seen in the smartphone cameras in years. The 8-megapixel front camera is more dependable. It softens facial textures a little bit, but not enough to make them look unnatural. On the other side, the camera on the Redmi 4 has improved a lot in comparison to what we have been observing from the company in the past few years. The camera is fast and quite dependable when shooting those sudden shots. Overall, in well-lit conditions, the Redmi 4 will give you some strikingly good shots for a budget camera. The Redmi 4 produces good saturation levels in well-lit conditions, allowing you to play around with filters without the risk of ruining them. Overall, it is a good camera for the budget range and a step up from what Xiaomi has been producing lately. Overall, we think that the Redmi 4 has a better camera. It is more dependable. The Yureka Black can do well at times, but it is weirdly inaccurate very often. The Yureka Black runs on the Snapdragon 430 processor, and the Redmi 4 runs on the Snapdragon 435 processor. You get 4GB of RAM on the Yureka Black, and the 32GB storage variant of the Redmi 4, which is the one which we are comparing right now, comes with 3GB of RAM. The Snapdragon 435 and 430 are exactly the same chipsets. It's just that the Snapdragon 435 powered smartphones will have better Lte support, which means they are more versatile as far as connectivity is concerned. Starting off with the Yureka Black, you should expect some lags and stutters on regular usage. Games are playable, but not at their best. Games like Injustice and WWE Champions will run a couple of frames over 30 FPS, but will not ever hit 60 FPS. That's about the performance you can expect from smartphones under 10,000 today, and it qualifies as usable too. As with most other aspects of this smartphone, the performance is neither surprising nor does it impress any more than other smartphones. In terms of raw capabilities and regular usage, the Redmi 4 comes with the same smooth flowing performance we have come to expect from Xiaomi. Apps like Facebook can make you wait a second, while games like Injustice and Asphalt 8 will play with hard to notice frame skips. The performance of both the smartphones is at par, except for the new Lte support on the Redmi 4. The Yureka Black comes with a 3000 mAh battery, and the Redmi 4 has a 4100 mAh battery. The Yureka Black can last for 10 to 12 hours after a single charge, but the Redmi 4 provides 50% more battery life and can last you a full day from morning to night. The performance of both the devices is nearly at par. We are not happy with the fact that in today's world, both these smartphones run on Android Marshmallow. Nonetheless, if looks are important to you, then you can consider the Yureka Black. On the other hand, if you are looking for overall decent performance and a good battery life along with a decent camera, then the Redmi 4 should be the one for you. Thank you for tuning into Digit, and for more videos, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get all the updates.